is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. In the dictionary: the continent, theater ghosts, science grab bag, MapQuest, and bloodsuckers. Player 1, you start us off. It's a 7-letter synonym for majorette, from what she does with her baton. Player 1? That's right, way to go! Player 1? This enclosed glass container is used to keep plants and small animals, such as turtles and lizards. It's Player 1. Yes. You get to pick again. Appropriately, the word volcano comes from the name of this Roman god. Okay, Player 1. That's correct. You get to pick again. All right, here with the clue is Sarah.
In the pronunciation for the word circus, the U is an unstressed vowel and is marked with what looks like an inverted E, called this.
It's Player 1. Right. Player 1. The name of this horse breed tells us that it originated in the Perche area of France. Yes, Player 1? Yes. You get to pick again, Player 1. Where the Latter-day Saints believe that Zion or New Jerusalem will be built. It's Player 2. Good. Player 2. That can be typed using a single row of letters on a standard keyboard. Player 1? That's right. Way to go. All right, let's get back. That extends down to about 54 degrees south latitude. Yes, Player 1? That is correct. Player 1. With the most countries. Okay, Player 2. Yes. Player 2. With the first country alphabetically. Yes, Player 1? That is correct. Player 1, you start. Le Petit Théâtre du Vieux Carré in this U.S. city has several ghosts, including that of an actress who fell to her death. Let's hear it, Player 3. Hey, you're right. Okay, let's get back. The man in this drab color who haunts the Drury Lane Theater may be the ghost of a man found bricked up in a wall there. Yes, Player 1? You are correct. Player 1? The lady in blue seen in this Scottish city's Royal Lyceum Theatre may be the actress Ellen Terry. Okay, Player 1? That is correct. Player 1, back. And here's Kelly.
A ghost, known as the Black Phantom, used to appear in a mirror at the Empire Theater in this port city, Ringo Starr's hometown.
Okay, player 3. Good. Player 3. Melbourne's Princess Theatre boasts the ghost of a singer who died after playing this devilish role in Faust. Player 2. Right. Player 2. You're in command of the board. These cells from human embryos can grow into any type of tissue and may someday cure diabetes and Alzheimer's. Player 1. Yes. Player 1. Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus are called this type of planet after a Roman god. Yes, player 2. You are correct. Player 2, make a select. A material called URHGE can be manipulated into being a resistance-free super this. Okay, player 2. That is correct. Select again. We're not faking. Alphabetically, it's last among the elements on the periodic table. Player 1. Yes. Player 1. Here's Kelly with the clue.
The two main kinds of lens are diverging and this type, that bends rays of light inward so they meet at the focal point.
It's player 3. Good. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next. To visit Sensoji Temple in this capital, cross Komagata Bridge, turn right, and walk north on the Nakamisidori. Let's hear it, player 3. Correct. Player 3, choose the drive from Denmark to Malmö in this country includes a 5-mile stretch across the Øresund Bridge. Yes, player 2. Yep. Player 2. Start from Paris's Royal Saint-Honoré Hotel. Walk a half-mile down Rue Saint-Honoré, turn right, and walk into its glass pyramid. Let's hear it, player 2. Good. You again, player 2. To visit San Marino, take a winding road up Mount Titano, a short drive from Rimini in this country. Let's hear it, player 3. Yes. Player 3. From Ulaanbaatar, go straight south to Wuhai, flip a left, and go about 500 miles to reach this world capital. It's player 1. That's right. Way to go. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 1. Shadow of the Vampire details the production of this 1922 F.W. Murnau film. Okay, player 2. You got it. Okay, let's get back in. The Coreys go after vampires in this 1987 film. It's player 1. Yes. Player 1. Answer. It's the Daily Double. You are currently in the lead. What are you going to wager? Here is your clue. In 2012, Kate Beckinsale returned as Celine in the fourth installment of this Vampire vs. Lycan series. You have maintained your lead. Way to go. Player 1. Pick again. The one name they all fear was a tagline for this 2004 blockbuster that starred Hugh Jackman. Yes, player 2. That's right. Way to go. Let's have a look at the $1,000 clue. In 2002, Aaliyah played this royal from Anne Rice's Vampire Menagerie. Let's hear it, player 3. Yes. Player 3 is in third place, which means, of course, player 3 will select first in Double Jeopardy. And we have 2 daily doubles awaiting you in these categories. Royalty on film. What can Brown do for you? The 15th century. Related words. Nasal passages. And science time. Player 3, you start us off. Helen Mirren as this queen in The Queen. Player 1. Right. A lot of clues, a lot of Kate Blanchett in 1998 as this title queen. Player 1. Yes. Kirsten Dunst in 2006 as this title queen. It's player 1. Right you are. Player 1. Robert Shaw was him in A Man for All Seasons. It's player 1. Good. You get to pick again, player 1. Katharine Hepburn was her in The Lion in Winter. Yes, player 3. Right you are. Player 3, make a selection, please, as we continue. He was Britain's Prime Minister from 2007 to 2010. It's player 2. That is correct. All right, let's get back. On December 2nd, 1859, this militant abolitionist was hanged for treason. Let's hear it, player 3. Right. All right, let's get with his 12,313th rushing yard. He passed Jim Brown on the all-time NFL rushing list in 1984. Let's hear it, player 3. Right. Yeah! Player 3. The GK in the name of this Father Brown creator stood for Gilbert Keith. Okay, player 2. Correct. Player 2, make... One of the daily doubles. Player 2, you're in last place, but here's an opportunity. Here is your daily double clue. Harold Brown was this president's Secretary of Defense. All right, second place for you. Player 2, pick again. On July 3rd, 1450, peasant leader Jack Cade entered this capital in triumph. By July 12th, he was dead. Player 1. Correct. Player 1. A rebellion of his brothers Andrei and Boris was stopped by this ruler the third. Come on, how many Russian names are left? Player 3. Right you are. Player 3. This Portuguese prince wasn't just about exploration. He and his brother Fernando tried to conquer Tangier and failed miserably. It's player 3. Right. We return to you, player 3. In 1453, the last Byzantine emperor, the 11th of this name, died in the vain defense of his city. Let's hear it, player 1. Yeah! Right you are. All right, let's get back. A masterpiece of illumination is the circa 1415 book Les Très Riches Heures du This Duke. Yes, player 1? Hey, you're right. You get to pick again, player 1. A park was originally an enclosed place. This related word still means an enclosure for racehorses. Yes, player 1? That's correct. Player 1. Pick culprit, meaning the guilty party, evolved from this adjective meaning guilty. Yes, player 2. Right. Where do we begin, player 2? Fabricate is related to this verb that can mean to write something fraudulent, like a signature. Let's hear it, player 2. That's right. Way to go. We return to you, player 2. Score can mean to cut. It makes sense that it's from the same root as this word for big scissors. Yes, player 1? Yep. Player 1. To do this to something is to make it holy, a word from the same root. Yes, player 3? That's right. Way to go. All right, let's get back into this. Player 3 has control of the board. And there in the wood a piggy-wig stood, with a ring at the end of his nose, in the poem about this bird and a feline. It's player 3. You are correct. Select again. Truly that nose is the glorious cross he bears, is said of this romantic Rostand hero. It's player 1. That is correct. All right, let's get back into this. Answer. The other daily double. You are currently in the lead. Decide on your wager, player 1. The clue. To see what is in front of one's nose needs a constant struggle, wrote this man in 1946, not in 1984. That puts you even further ahead. You get to pick again, player 1. Lightly was her slender nose tip-tilted like the petal of a flower. This lord wrote in Idylls of the King. Player 3? Yes. A lot of clues, a Pascal Pensée. If the nose of this queen had been shorter, the whole face of the world would have been changed. Player 2. Yeah! That's correct. Player 2. you start us off. Here's Sarah from our Clue Crew with the clue.
Used to date artifacts, this isotope has 6 protons and 8 neutrons in its nucleus.
It's player 2. That's it. Select again. Rubbing a balloon builds up electrons that then attract this particle, from the Greek for first. Yes, player 3? Right. A lot of clues. Darwin defined it as preservation of favorable variations and the rejection of injurious variations. Player 3? Correct. Player 3. In food, iodine reacts with this carbohydrate, also known as amylum. If it's present, the iodine turns a bluish-black color. Okay, player 2. Right. And now the $2,000 clue. Below the atmosphere is this sphere, from the Greek for stone. Yes, player 3? Correct. You all move on to Final Jeopardy, which will continue after these messages. Consider your wagers carefully as you think on this category. Musical theater. Please enter your wager. Here's the clue for you. He's the only songwriter to have Broadway premieres in every decade from the 1950s to the 2000s. His first was in 1957. And your response? And that correct response will add... Did you come up with the correct response? With that correct response, you will gain... And your response? With that correct response, you will gain... Congratulations, player 1. You're the winner. Thanks for playing, everybody. See you next time.